All right, we are multiplying mixed numbers. Same thing as multiplying fractions, okay? So that's what we're doing. We're multiplying fractions, but we're going to start with mixed numbers because you guys have been converting mixed numbers to improper fractions and vice versa. So what I want you to do with your yellow highlighter or your pink or your blue or your green, whatever you decided, highlight that I can multiply mixed numbers by mixed numbers, fractions, and whole numbers, and then I can solve real-world problems by multiplying with a mixed number, okay? So the first step we have to do is, when multiplying, turn all mixed numbers into improper fractions, okay? So we have our denominator times our whole number, which is 3, plus 2, which is 5. So we have 5 over 3 times, and then we have 3/8. We don't have to do anything to it because it's already a fraction. It's not a mixed number, okay? Now, when we multiply mixed numbers, fractions, we're going to have to simplify at the end. So one thing you can do is cross-simplify, meaning find the greatest common factor of your digits across the way, and we can simplify 3 and 3 because 3 is the greatest common factor of itself. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then 5 and 8. If we look at 5 and 8, okay, if we were to list the factors, I know that 5 is prime. So the greatest common factor of 5 and 8 is 1, so it's not going to simplify. But I can multiply 5 times 1, and I'm going to get 5. And then 1 times 8, I'm going to get 8. Okay? And so now I have 5/8. And then I have to see if I can simplify. Again, dividing the numerator and denominator by the greatest common factor. But in this case, the greatest common factor is 1, so you don't have to do anything. Okay. So here's a we do. I have denominator times whole number, so 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 more is 21. Remembering that my denominator stays the same. And then my next fraction, denominator stays the same. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 more is 10. Okay? Now, you can multiply, that's big numbers, okay? Or you can cross-simplify. So the greatest common factor of 10 and 5 is 5. So this becomes 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. The greatest common factor of 21 and 7 is 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. Now, you would never, anytime you have a denominator of 1, you would not leave it like that. You need to simplify to 6. Okay, it just becomes a whole number because 6 divided by 1 is 6. Our next we do, I have 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 more is 11. So now I have 11 over 6, because my denominator stays the same, times, I have a whole number 9. Whenever you have a whole number, in order to make it a fraction, you have to just put it over 1, because any number divided by 1 is itself. Now again, you could multiply, or you could cross-simplify. And the greatest common factor of 6 and 9 is 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then I get 11 times 3 is 33 over 2. Now, when you have an improper fraction, you cannot leave it like this. So now we're going to go over here and divide. We're going to divide 33 divided by 2 is times 2, 1, 13, 4, nope, 2 times 6, excuse me. 2 times 6 is 12. And I have 1. You have to turn this into a mixed number. So remember, from my previous notes, my whole number is going to be 16. My denominator stays the same. My remainder is my numerator, and I'm there. Okay. Now, if you're not with us and you're watching the video, you need to do these you-dos so I can check it when you come back. We have some word problems now. I have. I do. Mary had 2 2/5 pounds of flour. If she only needs 1/6 of that amount, how much does she need? So I'm going to multiply 2 2/5 times 1/6. So write it first, 2 2/5 times 1/6. Okay? So what is 5 times 2? It's 10 plus 2 more is 12. So I have 12 over 5 times 1 over 6. Now, I cannot cross simplify because 1 is the only factor of itself. But I can cross simplify 12 and 6. The greatest common factor of 12 and 6 is 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 1 is 5. And you get 2/5. So how much does she need? She needs 2/5. And then the we do, determine the area of a fence that is 10 2/3 yards long and 5 5/8 yards wide. So we're going to multiply length times width. So now I have 10 2/3 times 5 5/8. 10 times 3 is 30, plus 2 is 32. So 32 over 3 times 8 times 5 is 40, plus 5 more is 45 over 8. Okay, so let's do some cross simplifying. So it's where you really got to know those factors here, because the greatest common factor of 3 and 45 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 45 divided by 3 is 15. And then 32 and 8 is 8. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So now I have 4 times 15 is 60. 1 times 1 is 1. And when we simplify, it's going to be 60 yards squared. I don't want to say yards like that. 60 yards squared. Okay. So on your own, if you are not with us, you need to do the 2 you-dos and then show me when you get back. And that is our multiplying mixed numbers note.